Okay, the first thing you're going to do is take two 6.5-inch strips and stick them together just like this. And try to be careful not to get any creases or anything, which may be a little difficult, but you'll get used to it after a while. Just like that. Okay, next take the strip you made and a ruler and line up the top of the strip with 0 on the ruler. Then take a new 6.5-inch strip and apply it so that the bottom of this strip lines up with 3¼ inches on the ruler. So right about there. And then stick it down. So the total length of the strip you're making is 3¼ inches. That'll tell you how much to overlap it. Okay, so now flip it over. Take another 6.5-inch strip and line it up the bottom of the strip with the one below it with a sticky side and stick it down. So you should have, I've used 4 strips to make a rectangle, a duct tape, and there shouldn't be any sticky sides showing. Now what you're going to do is make another one of this, an exact duplicate of the one you just made. Okay, so once you have 2 of them, and make sure they're exactly identical, put one aside, take the other one, take another 6.5-inch strip and put half of it on the rectangle you made, and then stick half of it on the surface you're working on, like the table. It doesn't have to exactly be half, but you want a decent amount on the strip and a decent amount showing. Then take your other one, line it up appropriately right there, and then stick it over just like this. So you basically connected the 2 rectangles and now you have a flap. Okay, so now you have your flap, so put that open, and now we're going to make the place where the actual check goes. So take 2 more 6.5-inch strips, stick them together just like that, line it up down here at the bottom, make sure it's even on all sides. Take another 6.5-inch strip of duct tape, stick half of it on the one you just set down and half of it on the surface you're working on. Flip it over carefully, line it up again in case it got a little off when you flipped it over, and then peel the rest of the duct tape and stick it down just like that. Okay, so now that we've done the bottom, we have to connect the sides. So take 2 smaller pieces of duct tape, it really doesn't matter how big they are as long as they're big enough to wrap all the way around. Put a little bit on this side of the flap, flip it over, and seal it up on this side, just like that. Come down to the other side here, put a little bit on this side of the flap, flip this side over, and seal it up just like that. So now you've effectively created a pocket. Okay, so now you've made the part of the checkbook cover where the checks are going to go. So if you want to make a part for your register, all you have to do is flip it over and do the exact same thing that you did on this side with this side. So take 2 more 6.5-inch strips, stick them together, put that piece right here, and then take another 6.5-inch strip, put half of it on that piece, and then flip it over and stick the other half, wrap it around, and stick it right there. Just like that. Do a little trimming here. You may have to do a little trimming periodically depending on how well you're sticking it on. Take those 2 small strips, 2 more of them, put half of it on the flap here, wrap the rest of it around, and stick that down. Then go to the other side, take another one, put a little bit of it on this side, flip it over, wrap the rest of it around, and there you have it. So that's how to make a duct tape checkbook cover. So throw your checks and your register in there, and if you want to, you can even decorate it. Have fun.